My audio is included. All right.
Alright, I guess I'll
Dude,
take it
my
from
audio too.
you
Oh
just
no,
include
echo.
your.
Uh, I can't talk while I hear echoes of myself. It disrupts me.
Let me turn off.
I think it's because we have two of you talking.
Colin?
No, now there's still echoes of me. I do hear
I'm
it.
just not gonna have to hear him. You hear him. You talk only to him, solely to him. Purely to him.
Well, why don't you just turn him off in a headset and have him on the TV?
Oh, that makes sense. Then would he still be able to hear?
I really don't want to know the words I'm saying twice.
That sounds better to me.
Yeah, I don't hear myself. Let me
Hear
test
an
it.
echo, Colin?
Labba dabba 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 da. Okay, we're good. I like that.
Alright. So, he just kind of quiet, so we're just gonna have to just really speak up if you have a question, alright?
Alright.
Alright. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to one of our babies. Shut up. Welcome to a review. We haven't done one in a long time, and to make this special, this is a review for Colin. All of you peeper, and a baby. Now, originally, the idea was we were gonna review the Sunday Night Wars. What the fuck are the Sunday Night Wars? I thought, well, during the Monday Night Wars, I'll just review the pay-per-views. Given out by Raw Nitros those months, because everyone reviewed Raw Nitro. So I started with the first month that Raw Nitro had a pay-per-view in '95 together. And well, I sat through In Your House free, and I decided this is something I don't want to do with my life. I don't actually want to watch all 12 pay-per-views from Raw and Nitro for like 6 fucking years. So instead, I decided to watch the O2 Rumble. And Jordan watched the O2 Rumble. But don't fret, little kids and Colin.
Not much of a difference there.
We have still the In Your House 3 review. So, but that will be going by quickly. So not only will you get an in-depth O2 Rumble review, before that you'll get a very quick In Your House review. Are you ready?
I think I am.
Didn't you watch
but
like one
probably
match
not.
on it?
Yes, I did watch one match on it. Shut up.
Alright. In Your House opened up with a hype package for the main event. The main event being the tag team champions Owen Hart and Yokozuna versus two dudes with attitudes. Shawn Michaels, the Intercontinental Champion, and the WWF Champion Diesel. Now first, Colin, what do you think of the name of two dudes with attitudes? Thank you. So, the tag team titles were on the line, and also, Shawn or Diesel's championship. Whoever got pinned, they would lose their title. If you can't find a note, just say whatever comes off the top of your head.
Alright.
The hype package was to a very funky song, followed by the logo of In Your House sneaking into your window.
Brady's still my baby.
The announce team was JR, Vince McMahon, and Jerry Lawler, and the opening contest for the night was Savio Vega versus Waylon Mercy.
My shawty get wet like a tech. Put some respect and tags all on my neck.
Was Waylon Mercy's promo as he came out? No. So, like I said, this isn't gonna be a long, in-depth review. Basically, before the match, Waylon Mercy cut a promo saying they squashed a worm to send a message to Savio, because I guess Savio's a fucking worm.
Did they actually
It wasn't much of a
squash
match,
a real
honestly.
worm?
He is a real worm.
He does worm just like Scotty.
Yes. This wasn't much of a match. Basically, they shook hands. Mercy tried to attack Savio from behind. Savio saw it coming.
So he used his speed and his agility to counter.
Yeah, and he moved and he unloaded on poor Waylon Mercy. Fuck this one. I don't have a lot in this match because it wasn't that good. Who asked you? Waylon Mercy was going for a clothesline on the wrong side. He stopped himself and went for a clothesline on the left side.
He countered an Irish whip, and they looked like they had a bit of mistiming on that clothesline.
Yeah. Waylon Mercy dragged Savio Vega into the ropes, gave him a cravat. The ref counted to 5 and then did nothing. He just continued to beat down on poor Waylon Mercy. During the middle of the match, we cut to Doc Hendricks.
Yeah, who said that for some reason Owen Hart no-showed the event.
Yeah, Owen Hart, who has a chance to become the Intercontinental or European or World Champion and has to defend his tag title, has decided, fuck this.
I'm not showing up.
Waylon Mercy catches Savio Vega in a sleeper. Savio throws him into the ring post. Waylon backs into a sleeper, but then he back body drops Savio.
It was at this point, JR said that, with all due respect to Owen Hart, he hasn't seen Owen Hart, but he saw the rest of Camp Cornette, including Yokozuna, Mr. Fuji, and Jim Cornette.
Which, before we get to the finish of this match, they did bring up that going into this match, both Savio Vega and Waylon Mercy are undefeated here in the World Wrestling Federation.
Sounds like dog shit to me.
So a big match here tonight to kick off the show. I didn't realize how much was on the line actually until I just remembered that. Savio Vega. This match is making me sick. Savio Vega with a big boot and a spinning heel kick for 2. Waylon did a very fucking scary suplex that looked more like a brain buster.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Savio fell right on the back of his head. But then Savio got him back by hitting him with a very small German suplex.
We forgot to say that this In Your House took place in Saginaw, Michigan.
Oh, right. Saginaw, Michigan. Oh, I'm coughing so much. Saginaw, Michigan.
Saginaw, Michigan.
Savio has a very small German. Fuck, I need a drink.
Yeah.
What do you mean by very
Savio has a very
small?
small German, and then a beauty shot to win, ending the winning streak of Waylon Mercy. Savio Vega's streak continues. That was not a pretty match, ladies and gentlemen. Did you actually do your ratings for them?
No.
I gave it 1 1/4 star. Not very good. Backstage, Gorilla Monsoon is yelling at Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette said Owen Hart is in Michigan.
Not Saginaw, just Michigan.
But if you saw Waylon Mercy and Savio Vega with something, I got a match for you.
I forgot I haven't been moving.
We've got Psycho Sid versus Henry Godwinn. The build to this, Henry Godwinn slopped Sid on Superstars, which made Sid go mad. He slopped DiBiase twice, and on the Superstars before this episode, or before this pay-per-view, Sid hit Henry Godwinn with a powerbomb, which hurt his back.
Oh no.
I never listened to Henry Godwinn's theme song until this. It's a slow banjo with pig squealing and him shouting, "Come on! Yeehaw! Oh yeah!" in the background. The only really impressive thing I realized about Henry Godwinn was I did not realize how fucking big the guy was. Eyes are like, he was right up there to Sid's face. He was actually wider than Sid. Henry Godwinn was a big guy.
Yeah. Henry O. Godwinn.
Henry O. Godwinn.
Hog.
Henry Godwinn suplexes Sid into the ring, which was impressive. Okay, listen, baby. You didn't watch these pay-per-views, so you don't have your notes. He tried to body slam Sid, but his back gave out. Sid kicked him out of the ring, and DiBiase stomped on poor Henry Godwinn. Sid, to take advantage, hit 2 huge axe handles from the apron to the floor. Not from the top rope. He just went like this. And his axe handles were something amazing because he put such theatricals into them. He stood so long with his hands above his head and so slowly came down before hitting Henry Godwinn. I love Sid. Sid hit a running kick in the corner to Henry Godwinn. Henry had Sid pinned with a slap drop, but DiBiase pulled him off. DiBiase tripped Godwinn, and Sid hit the leg drop to the back of his head, followed by the powerbomb to win. Again, honestly, when I saw this match, I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was. It wasn't good, but they messed nothing up.
It's not like fucking Waylon Mercy over here.
Yeah, I also gave it a 1.25 though. Because it wasn't good, but they messed nothing up. Sid rolls out of the ring. Sid rolls out of the ring because he wants to slap Henry Godwin, so he grabs a bucket. But DiBiase also wants to slap Henry Godwin.
So he grabs a bucket.
Yeah, so like they're arguing who's gonna slap Henry, but Bam Bam Bigelow runs down, who's feuding with them, and he starts fighting. I'm sorry, do you want to add something?
Yeah, Greg Hamilton.
Hey. Yeah. Kama Mustafa runs down, who's in the $1 Million Corporation, and Kama Mustafa. And he starts brawling with them too. And while the brawl's going on, Henry Godwin grabs a bucket and slaps DiBiase once again. Backstage, Cornette and Monsoon. A main event will happen with or without Owen.
So it's gonna be a handicap match.
Monsoon said, "I suggest you leave," and Cornette said, "I suggest you leave." So, a good comeback by Mr. Cornette. Oh yes, and Doc Hendrick goes, "The triple header's on!" And he stares, dead-eyed, soulless into the camera. Mouth agape like the serial killer he is.
I always knew it, Doc Hendricks.
Alright, we got our first match that I actually look forward to when both competitors came out.
I always knew Michael P.S. Hayes was a fucking weird-ass man.
The British Bulldog versus Bam Bam Bigelow. The British Bulldog Bam Bam Bigelow body slams Bulldog, but he misses an elbow drop.
So, I might as well just get this out of the way now, so we don't have to bring this up later during the show, during the pay-per-view. It took me very long to figure out that Michael P.S. Hayes and Doc Hendricks were the same fucking people.
Really?
Yes. It took me like a month ago, maybe even like less like 2 weeks ago, to be like, huh, they are the same people.
I knew they were the same person, I just had no idea why they changed his name to Jack Hendricks.
Yeah.
So,
Did the name Michael or Hayes get fucking copyrighted somewhere?
So basically backstage, well, he went back to being Michael Hayes when he managed the Hardys. Backstage, when they said the main event was happening, Gorilla Monsoon did say that if Yokozuna could find a replacement, that man could take Owen's spot, and he would beat the tag team champions for one night, and if he pinned Shawn or Diesel, he would be the champion. So during the early parts of the Bam Bam Bigelow Bulldog match, you cut backstage and you see Cornette calmly talking to Sid, and Psycho Sid screaming about something, just like Isaiah did a pretty good Sid impression right there.
Yeah.
Just about made as much sense.
Look at him with his hands in his ears.
Hey. Bulldog suplexes Bigelow. Bam Bam gets right up. He hits 2 clotheslines before Bulldog drops down the top rope, sending Bigelow outside. Hey. Don't you like this review, baby? Shut up. Don't you like Bam Bam Bigelow? Bigelow drops Bulldog on the top rope, balls first, and does a flying headbutt for 2. I don't know what that was. Bulldog hits a chop block and works over Bigelow's legs, but Bigelow ends up fighting back with a big insecurity, turning Bulldog inside up, who gets right back up and clotheslines Bigelow and continues to work over his legs. So basically this match started off as these two big powerhouses trading strength, but Bulldog now going over to work over Bigelow's leg. Bulldog goes for a body slam, but Bigelow falls on top of him. Bulldog gets his suplex. Oh no, he gets a sunset flip for a pin, but Bigelow sits on him. Bigelow hits what the fuck did I write? A spasm attack? Well, I don't know what a spasm attack is, but Bigelow hit that. Bigelow misses a moonsault. Bigelow fights back with headbutts. Bulldog counters Irish Whip in the corner and then hits his power slam to win. That's right, so Bulldog was in the one corner. Bigelow wants to suplex him. Bam Bam Bigelow countered the suplex, sending Bigelow into the corner. Bigelow turned around and ate the power slam, and the British Bulldog picked up the win. I went through that match quick, but it was actually a pretty good match. I gave it 2.5. By miles, the best match on this show so far. Thank you.
Greg Hamilton's like, I want a piece of the action.
So, after that match, we go backstage to the WWE Superstar line with Henry Godwin and Ted DiBiase. Oh my god.
What's going to happen to those horses?
So after that, Bob Backlund comes out.
Hey, Bob Backlund.
And I tried to write down his promo word for word.
That's not going to work.
Ladies and gentlemen, try not to exacerbate me, please. Where's your lexicon? Yeah? all the Pleasemite that come into this earth have an acute imitation. I don't know what he said. And everybody has to accept challenges to learn how to advance in their lives, like learning how to walk, crawl, eat, and ABCs. But you Pleasebites.
Yeah, Isaiah, you fucking baby.
That's basically for you, Isaiah. You have to learn how to walk, crawl, eat, and do your ABCs. But you Pleaseabite are the ones that become dormant when it becomes necessary to learn how to read and how to write. All those true limitations become chronic limitations. Chronic. Ladies and gentlemen, you become stagnant. Well, I have a great honor to introduce you. Somebody that crawled out of the cavity. Somebody that...
The anal cavity.
Somebody that's an administrator. That criticizes, disciplines his students. 232 pounds from the University of Knowledge. Dean Douglas.
I'm about to hang myself. Just listen to that promo.
Which shot us to the next match. Dean Douglas versus Razor Ramon.
Is this his debut?
Dean's?
Yeah.
No. Because basically in the build to this, 123 Kid's been getting involved. And Dean Douglas beat 123 Kid. And then he fought Razor Ramon. And 123 Kid tried to help Dean Douglas. I mean, 123 Kid tried to help Razor, but he ended up costing Razor, which got Razor pissed at Kid.
Yeah.
So Razor ran down and he knocked Douglas out of the ring. And after that hot start, they got into some chain wrestling. Backstage, it cut away to see Cornette talking to Mabel about possibly being Yokozuna's partner tonight.
That's a lot of fucking man meat in one ring.
That's basically what the announcer says too. Razor takes advantage early and works over Douglas's arm. Douglas throws Razor outside and dives over the top for an axe handle. A lot of axe handles tonight between...
It's like 95. What do you want from people?
Yes. Douglas knocks Razor into the steps and drives him into the ring post, and he does more axe handles. Douglas works over the back, including a splash from the second rope. Razor beat himself... Oh, yes, that's right. Razor beat himself off an electric chair drop. He hit Douglas with an electric chair drop, and he was down for the 10 count, but Dean Douglas picked him back up to do moves. No, he went for a pin at the 9 count, which Razor kicked out at 2.5. So Razor would have been down for 10, but he was back up at 11.5. So Dean Douglas had it won if he just didn't go for the pin. Douglas throws Razor Ramon into the referee. Razor hit the Razor's edge. The Kid came down and counted 3. Yes, the Kid came down and counted 3. Razor did not know that this recount was from the 1-2-3 fucking Kid. So Razor threw the retarded Kid out of the ring. Douglas rolled up Razor to win.
Wait, sounds like there's a retarded kid involved. So you're talking about the retarded 1-2-3 Kid.
Yes. Like, the 1-2-3 Kid ran down and he counted Razor's pin, and he apparently saw it, did X-Pac. That was enough for Razor Ramon to actually officially win the match. Razor Ramon, upon seeing that the referee was fucking X-Pac, realized that I have not won this match yet and this kid's retarded. So he threw him out of the ring, and that allowed Dean Douglas to roll up Razor Ramon, hold the tights, and get the win. After the match, Razor Ramon and X-Pac got into a little brawl, and the refs had to break it up because Razor Ramon is smart and X-Pac is retarded. Overall, it was a fine match. I gave it 2.25. It was nothing great, but it was nothing horrible. It wasn't better than Bigelow and Bulldog, but it was much better than the other 2 matches.
Mercy and Savio.
Yes. So we get a hype package for In Your House next month. Listen to what they're hyping up. Goldust's debut and Mabel versus The Undertaker. Backstage, Michael Hayes is wearing Shawn Michaels merchandise. Shawn Michaels and Diesel come in to cut a promo on the main event, basically saying nothing. We get probably the best match of the night up next. Jean-Pierre Lafitte versus Bret the Hitman Hart.
Well, of course.
This all started over a stolen jacket, which the pirate Jean-Pierre Lafitte stole from Bret Hart, and then over the past weeks, he's also been taking the glasses from kids in the crowd. Bret walked through the front door of the entranceway, and he was the only one to do it. Most of the other wrestlers came around from the side. You actually see Bret Hart behind the door of the In Your House set, and he opens it, and he just walks through. The loudest the crowd has been all night for Bret Hart, surprisingly. Bret Hart starts off as a huge suicide dive and actually flips over Jean-Pierre Lafitte. Like he hits Jean-Pierre and just flies right over him. Bret connects his elbows and headbutts to continue beating up Jean-Pierre, but Jean-Pierre takes over as an eye rake. He hits a massive clothesline to counter a hip toss. Like, Bret was going for a hip toss, and Jean-Pierre looks like he knocked the fuck out of Bret Hart. I don't know. I think Bret Hart was fine, but Jesus Christ, Jean-Pierre. Or PCO. Just think about it like this. It's Bret Hart versus PCO.
Of course it's going to be good.
Yeah. Bret eats shit going into the ring post. He always ate shit going into the ring post. Bret Hart's one of the best at taking the ring post.
Yeah.
Because he always looked like he died.
He also was the best at giving a repost.
Yeah.
Figure 4, like, a lock around it.
Yeah. And he also ate shit going into the ring post and the steps. He really threw himself into everything this match. They have kind of an ugly spine buster by Jean-Pierre. Didn't look very well. Every time Bret Hart makes a small comeback, trying to fight back, show they show his life, Jean-Pierre cuts him off as an elbow or clothesline. He does a top rope leg drop to Bret Hart for a 2 count, but he misses a swanton bomb. Yes. Bret goes for a sharpshooter but gets knocked out of the ring. Jean-Pierre, in shades of what's to come as PCO, goes for a cannonball over the top, and Bret moves, and Jean-Pierre eats shit on the outside.
God fucking damn it. This is the second time he's done this now.
Jean-Pierre hits a running Green Bay plunge for a 2 count, calling out Mr. Kennedy in a few years. Both men go down in a double clothesline. While down, Bret Hart puts him in the sharpshooter to win. I know I didn't talk about a lot of Bret Hart offense, but that was mainly because this was a Jean-Pierre show. Jean-Pierre really beat up Bret Hart, and Bret Hart had his good comebacks. This was definitely the best match of the night at 4 stars. Very good between these two men. Mom, apple pie, and the WWF. It all goes together.
What the
That's what Vincent McMahon said.
I don't believe that.
So we find out that Jim Cornette picks British Bulldog as Yokozuna's partner tonight.
You'll be fine. I gotta get you close to grandma.
Alundra Blaze is at the front door to make a t-shirt.
Man of claw.
To sell the t-shirt for the show. The main event is sold as...
Tell me
Isaiah. Hey, bro. Hey, you. Hey, you wanna shut up? How much do you drool when a towel's wet? The main event of the show as sold as Isaiah. It's not sold as Isaiah, but it's sold as 4 superstars, 2 teams, 4 superstars, 3 titles, 2 teams, 1 match. And if you win the contest for a free t-shirt, you also get a free video, Jordan. The main event for the night. It's for the tag team titles and either the Intercontinental WWF title as Yokozuna and his new partner, the British Bulldog, take on 2 dudes with attitude, Shawn Michaels and Diesel.
It looks like I just lost my mind. I can't even explain what just happened.
As the match started, you see the crowd out of their seat. Oh yeah, this was actually pretty cool. You see the crowd out of their seat, and they're all moving to like the side of the ring where Diesel's standing on the apron. Like, they're all gathered up in a big ball, like, right there.
Crowd in front of Diesel?
Yeah, like, they're all trying to get as close to Diesel as possible. That was actually a pretty cool sight. They weren't just standing, they were all gathered up as close to the barricade to Diesel as they could get.
They're trying to recreate that Shawn Michaels spot where all the fans fell over.
Yeah. Bret and Shawn start off with a very quick, fast pace, and it looks beautiful. Diesel gets in to hit Yokozuna and trips on Shawn Michaels. Like, it began in a 4-way spot, and Shawn was punching Yokozuna against the ropes. And I guess Diesel was supposed to come in and punch him and then clothesline him over the top. But he didn't wait for Shawn to get out of the way. So he was sort of punching over Shawn as Shawn was bending down. Just sort of right up against Shawn. Shawn sizes Yokozuna up for a sumo match. And that's right, we get the famed sumo match between Shawn Michaels and Yokozuna.
I prefer that versus Big Show Akibono.
But before it starts, Shawn slides under the ring and unloads on Yokozuna until eating a massive elbow. both Yokozuna and the Bulldog work over Shawn Michaels until he makes a tag to Diesel. Diesel in a clothesline by Yokozuna, not much of a hot tag. But then Diesel hits a jumping clothesline to take Yokozuna off his feet, and then boot to kick him out of the ring. Bulldog illegally gets in the ring. They don't even try to do a fake tag, and the ref is like, whatever, bro. Bulldog has Diesel for the standing suplex, but it took 2 attempts. The second time, it looked really good when the British Bulldog was able to hold Diesel up for that long. But the first time, it did not go well, and he sort of just dropped him down very lightly. Are you good? This is why dinosaurs went extinct. That sentence is going to make no sense to anyone.
Not even Colin.
Yes. So, where was I? Oh yes, what the fuck does that mean? Oh, that's right. So Diesel was beating up, I think it was Bulldog in the corner. And looking at his gear, I realized with his hair and his gear, if you were to just take the fringes off the pants of Diesel from behind, he just looks exactly like a taller Undertaker. HB Claymore. HBK with a splash off of Diesel's shoulders for 2. Bulldog immediately takes over, dropping Shawn Michaels on the ropes ball first. Yokozuna distract the ref. Bulldog hits HBK on the outside. Huge back body drop to HBK by the British Bulldog. Bulldog. What the fuck does that mean? Oh yeah, Bulldog waves the Japanese flag, like to try to get the crowd upset. So does that mean he's the Japanese Bulldog for one night only?
Yes.
Good. Yokozuna misses a bonsai drop, and Diesel gets a hot tag. He back body drops Bulldog, Snake Eyes to Bulldogs, jumps on the middle rope, sidewalk slam to the British Bulldog.
A lot of shit to Bulldog.
He wasn't gonna do a sidewalk slam or Snake Eyes to Yokozuna. HBK and Diesel throw Bulldog into Yokozuna, who flips into him. Like, Yokozuna's in the corner, and they go for a double Irish whip on the Bulldog. And instead of just running at him, he pretty much takes a Shawn Michaels bump into the corner where you flip over. But he does that into Yokozuna's gut. Yoko falls on the British Bulldog.
No.
Alright, thank you. Jim Cornette gets on the apron, and Shawn Michaels punches him. As Yokozuna Samoa drops Diesel. Sweet chin music to Yokozuna.
It's all over.
Bulldog goes for the power slam to Diesel, but HBK breaks it up with an elbow drop.
Hurricane Rana.
Now here's the finish. Did you actually watch this match?
No.
So you don't know what the finish is?
No, I don't.
Alright, so you know how it's Bulldog and Yokozuna?
Yeah.
So Owen Hart runs in from the top rope. He jumps off the top rope. He gets punched in the stomach, and then he gets jackknifed and pinned.
What?
Yep. Owen Hart was pinned in this match. That did not include Owen Hart.
Because he no-showed.
Yes. So the main, despite that stupid finish, which left me confused, it was a 3.5-star match. A very good match, because most of it was just working over Shawn Michaels to build to the hot tag to Diesel.
Yeah, it's a big daddy.
But,
Cool.
the finish of Owen Hart running in and getting hit and pinned in a match that he wasn't in at the time. Like, I get that he was building it originally, but he wasn't in it at the time.
Well, you know, card subject to change.
So Shawn and Diesel won the tag titles, but I looked it up. Apparently, because they pinned Owen Hart, they were stripped of the titles the next night on Raw. So, there was your fucking In Your House review. The only matches worth watching were the main event minus the finish and Bret Hart versus Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
Versus PCO.
Alright, now, the O2 Rumble. We get picks. It starts up. Where was this one? Did you write down when this one took place?
Atlanta.
The O2 Rumble from Atlanta. The video package shows picks of past Rumble winners.
Oh yeah, I got some of this too. Men like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Men like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Hold up.
Do you want to keep going or?
You go.
Alright. So then we get voiceovers from The Undertaker. Undertaker talking about how he's going to win. And right after Undertaker goes, I'm going to win a Rumble, you hear JR go, Val Venus, Mr. Perfect, and The Godfather are also in this Rumble. You also get hype packages from Steve Austin, Kurt Angle, and a returning Triple H. I'm possibly going to be the only one who's in this. Or Triple H who may be in this Rumble. Then we open up. Well, then the hype package goes to just. It's a very odd hype package. It's the British. It's all of the wrestlers who are in the Rumble. And it's going to a music video, but then every other, 12 seconds, it goes to Steve Austin saying what? The opening contest to the O2 Royal Rumble is for the Tag Team Championships. Is Taz and Spike Dudley defend their championships against the Dudley Boys, Bubba and Devon. As the Dudley Boys come into the ring, a sign on the camera just says some Jew guy. The match starts off in a four-way brawl. The Dudleys hit a back suplex neckbreaker to Taz on the outside and do the exact same move to Spike in the ring, basically kicking Taz out for a while. Going into this match, Spike Dudley had a hurt neck, so the Dudleys started to work over Spike's neck. Bubba ripped off the neck brace, and the Dudleys just kept hitting neck breakers on poor Spike.
Didn't he have Spike Piledriver also?
I don't remember that one.
I feel like they did.
Alright, they may have. Spike hits the Dudley Dog for a double down. He hits his finisher for the double down.
Yeah, I wrote that too.
Did you have anything you want to say before I keep going in this match? About the opening video package?
My most thing I really wanted to talk about was the set. The O2 Rumble set is not the most known Rumble set, but it is a pretty good one at that. I mean, the O3 Rumble I think is a better looking Rumble just by talking about the set designs. I like the sets. I like the arenas. I like the fucking production value. But I did notice this. There's lasers. They use lasers a lot in this pay-per-view.
Yeah, they did.
Which is weird because we don't see lasers until WrestleMania 34.
Yeah. I remember Triple H's entrance was the laser, so I thought it was just for him.
Yeah, they had
lasers for everyone.
Yeah.
What I found funny was in the
What a shock! They used those lasers at WrestleMania 34 for Triple H. And they use them here at this Rumble also.
What I found funny for the hype package was you hear The Undertaker go, "I'm going to be the only dog left in the yard," and you hear JL go, "Val Venus, Mr. Perfect are in the Rumble too!" Did you remember that hype package where it's just all the guys fighting and then every 12 seconds it cuts to Steve Austin going, "What?"
Yes!
Spike hits the Dudley Dog for a double down.
For a Dudley down.
The Dudley down. Devon illegally gets in so the ref doesn't see Taz's tag. The Dudleys hit a huge flapjack to Spike. Dudley close the line.
While the ref is admonishing the Dudley. While the ref is talking to Taz, trying to get Taz out 3, and the Dudley to the wicked double team flapjack on Spike.
I'm glad we both took down that flapjack spot.
It was important. Devon goes for the was up on Spike, I think. I think this is where it goes for the was up on him. And then Spike dodges. Devon and Bubba then go for what I call a meet me in the middle clothesline.
Oh, yes, I have that too.
And then Spike dodges out of that. He then scrambles over to Taz. He makes his way.
Who hits a massive comebacks of clotheslines,
suplexes,
and the Northern Lights on Devon for a 2 count.
Which makes you go, if Brock is the mayor of Suplex City, then what does that make Taz, Benoit, Angle?
Did you see when Taz kicked Bubba right in the side of the face?
And Bubba just went, ugh.
Yeah, that's how Bubba took his fucking flop spot.
Yes, his flop bump.
Taz put Stacy in the Taz mission who tried to distract her, but Devon breaks it up. Spike goes for the
But
Dudley.
then also kills Stacy in the process.
Yes. By hitting Taz, Stacy took a bump off the apron.
Fucking stupid Devon.
Spike goes for the Dudley Dog, but Devon throws him out. Devon then tries to charge into Taz. Taz ducks out of the way, much like how the finish of Bigelow and Bulldog involved a corner.
Yeah.
Running into the corner, going straight into the finish.
Yeah.
Huh.
He ran straight to the corner, landed right in the Taz mission, and tapped out immediately.
So, Taz learning from fucking British Bulldog. Taz and Spike
Taz versus British Bulldog will be on Beatdown.
They could. And Taz versus Bayman Bigelow happened on ECW. So Taz and Spike Dudley retain their titles. Overall, I think it was a fun tag team match. It was a quick tag team match, but it was fun.
Yeah, I thought it was a great way to start off the crowd. It was a good opener.
I gave it 2.5.
Yeah, I gave it 2 stars.
Alright. We get highlights of William Regal hitting Edge and RVD with brass knuckles on Raw. On SmackDown, Edge beat the shit out of him with a chair. He hit Regal Test and the referee with a chair.
That was my only note. That was the only match I have with notes.
Edge backstage said Regal looks like likes to play dirty, so he will too with a chair.
Yeah.
And the devil's gonna get burnt.
My thing I found funny about this segment was, so we get why Regal does it, because he can hide the brass knuckles. That's something that you can easily slip in and out of the referee's looks.
Yeah.
A chair is not so fucking easy to do that with.
Yeah.
So if Edge's plan was to bring the chair as an equalizer, how is he going to get away with it to still beat him with the chair and still, win the Intercontinental title or retain? I can't remember if he was champion or not. It was for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah, it was. So the Intercontinental title, Edge defending against William Regal. The ref looks for Regal's brass knuckles during the entrances, and we are told that the title has changed hands at the Rumble 5 times by the time of the O2 Rumble.
The referee's checking both men. He checks Edge's tights. He checks Regal's cock.
But he
checks Regal's cock.
Yes, he
hard.
sticks his hand straight down Regal's tights, finds the brass knuckles, and Jerry Lawler goes, "Get your hands out of his pants, you pervert."
Jerry Lawler, if that was you, you'd probably enjoy it. Fucking weirdo.
Edge starts off high with some forearms and clotheslines. Jerry Lawler goes, "What's fair with another man putting his hands down your pants?" And JL goes, "Unless you're Siegfried and Roy, that's a bit concerning."
What?
I guess Siegfried and Roy like to stick their hands down each other's pants. Regal hits the... Edge continues to run wild early on. Regal hits the knee trembler to take over, which was weird, not seeing that be his finish. Like in 08.
Yeah, or the power of the punch.
Yeah. Edge...
I guess that was his finish.
Oh, yeah. Did you watch this match, right?
Yeah.
But you just didn't take the notes.
Yeah.
Did you see when Regal went for the Enziguri, the Irish Whip, and Edge turned into the Enziguri?
Yeah. That was different.
That was different. Like, he didn't even hit the ropes. Like, right?
He just countered the Irish Whip, came back into it, and hit him with an Enziguri.
Yeah, and he didn't even really just come right back into it. Like, right when he got past Regal, he just turned around and hit an Enziguri. It looked alright.
How'd you do it?
Regal's hitting scary German suplexes on Edge, which was weird watching back knowing how Edge ended. Edge almost landed on his neck, but flipped completely over. Edge turned a double arm powerbomb into a pin, but Regal held on and then hit the double arm powerbomb anyway.
Yeah.
Which was a cool spot. Edge goes for a DDT on the apron, and it was really we are not hearing. That's the hardest part of the ring.
They were just used to it at that time.
Yes. They did a double headbonk spot with Regal hitting another scary German suplex on Edge. Edge this time rolled through and hit a clothesline. Regal turned the execution to the Regal stretch, which Edge got the ropes, and then Edge got Regal into a version of the Regal stretch himself. Edge went for the spear, but Regal shoved the referee into it. Regal has brass knucks and he hit Edge and wins. Honestly, up until Jericho and Rock, this was my favorite match. This is my favorite match on the show.
Yeah.
Like, I gave this 3 3/4 stars. This match was just awesome. These are two very good wrestlers who had a very good wrestling match.
At the prime of their careers.
Cole asked William Regal. William Regal's a new Intercontinental Champion, by the way.
Yeah.
Cole asked William Regal how Regal can justify his win doing this, and Regal goes, "God blessed me with the power of the punch," as he looks up into the heavens. The referees helped Edge out. Where would this lead going into WrestleMania 18? Well, William Regal would defend the Intercontinental Championship against, wasn't it RVD?
Yes.
Or was that 17? What's it, Jericho at 18? No,
Jericho's
in the main event. Okay, RVD at 18.
Yeah.
And Edge would fight William Regal for some... fight Booker T for shampoo. Woo! I guess the Dudleys would also have to win the tag titles back going into Mania because of the TLC.
18?
No, wait, what the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah, you're fucking...
I'm confusing 18 and 17.
Okay, we're at Rumble 02, which goes into No Way Out 02, which goes into WrestleMania 18.
So what were the tag title matches at?
I watched No Way Out, but I didn't...
What was the tag title match at Mania 18?
Fuck. I watched Mania 18 too. I didn't watch it. I only watched Rock Hogan. Un-Americans.
We're going to quickly take a quick informative break. But overall, a very
What's
good...
the next match? I can do that. What's the next match?
Alright. The next match was for the women's title. Jazz versus champion Trish Stratus was Jacqueline as the referee. On SmackDown, Jazz attacked Trish and smashed her hands in the box. So, Jazz attacks Trish as she's getting into the ring. Trish has trouble getting her jacket off. Jazz throws a punch, and Trish trying to get her jacket off just doesn't register it. This is a very one-sided match as Jazz hits a body drop and splash, drops Trish on the top rope and a leg drop by Jazz. Jazz works over the hand inside the ropes. Jacqueline tries to get Jazz off, and Jazz shoves Jacqueline. Jacqueline shoves her back. Trish goes for a roll-up, and Jazz counters it into a pin of her own. Basically, always being one step ahead of Trish Stratus.
Always a bridesmaid, never the bride.
Trish tries to fight back, but Jazz beats her up. Trish hits a bulldog for 2, and Jazz rolls through for 2.
Okay. WrestleMania 18's tag title match was Billy and Chuck versus the APA versus the Dudley Boys versus the Hardys in a 4-corner elimination match.
Boy, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
And then Trish randomly hits a bulldog to win, basically like her second move of the match.
Wait a minute, which means at some point, who just had titles? Taz and Spike drop it to Billy and Chuck, or they drop it to someone else who dropped it to Billy and Chuck? Because they go into Mania as champions.
Alright. So Trish wins with a random bulldog out of nowhere. It's a very quick match. I gave it 1.5. Because Jazz looked good in it.
Look so good to be.
Overall, it wasn't much of a match. We get a video package earlier tonight where Ric Flair, Reed, and Charlotte walk into the building, blow off Jonathan Coachman.
Yeah.
That leads us into our street fight.
I'm sorry, don't you mean Ashley?
Nope, that leads us to our street fight of the night. Ric Flair versus Vince McMahon.
I was gonna say, don't you mean Undertaker?
Yeah. Well, that's Mania. And the hype package of this, Vince says he likes to destroy lies. It turns him on. It gets him off. Vince McMahon is fucking huge. Vince outpowers Ric Flair and flexes, and Vince McMahon doing the Ric Flair strut is pretty awesome. Vince McMahon chops Ric Flair, and he does a woo. Vince McMahon wooing. He does not really woo very well. Flair chops Vince back, and Vince sells the chops in an amazing way by holding his chest and jumping up and down.
So it only lasted from 2000 to 2001 and 2002.
Who?
Billy and Chuck.
The first weapon used in the match was when Vince hit Ric Flair with a keep-off sign. JR says, "Don't you love a guy who gets off by eviscerating others?" Vince takes Charlotte's camera and takes a picture of him with a buddy Ric Flair. This is really Vince McMahon beating over Ric Flair for a long time. Like, most of this match is Ric Flair just getting his ass kicked by Vince McMahon. Vince works over Ric Flair's legs, and he does a figure 4. Flair low blows Vince McMahon and then he hits him with a lead pipe. A monitor shot to Vince McMahon, and it was actually kind of cool how they did this. Because Flair hits Vince with the monitor, and Vince goes over the announce table, and they show the replay through the monitor that's still laying on the announce table.
Yeah.
I like that. Flair hits Vince with a pipe and a figure 4 to win. Honestly, this is not my favorite Vince McMahon match. I think
better
it's better. I still gave it 3 1/4. They worked hard.
3 stars.
This is not my favorite. I've seen better Vince McMahon matches.
I'll even do better than that. 2.5.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
I mean, granted, I think this was Flair's, not his first match back in competition in WWE.
I think it was. Because he just came back the night after Survivor Series. I don't think he really wrestled. Because he was Vince McMahon's partner.
Yeah.
Backstage, Cole.
The draft.
What?
The draft.
Yeah. Backstage, Cole with Nick Patrick asking about Regal win. Steph walks out, kicks Nick Patrick out. Steph said Flair beating Vince was nothing compared to what Triple H is going to do in the Rumble. Angle, Taker, and Austin. She mocked Deborah. Austin behind her decided what a lot. And then he bitched out Michael Cole. Which leads us to our main event, not main event, but
Co-main event.
co-main event, the
Jericho versus Rock.
Undisputed Championship.
Jericho versus Rock. I got some memories about this actually.
The WWF has changed hands at the Rumble 4 times. The WWF title.
I was going to change 5 times. How
So
quaint.
apparently the build to this match, no wrestler has believed that Jericho's going to win. Apparently, according to the announcers, all of the promos have been wrestlers talking about how when they win the Rumble, they're going to fight The Rock at WrestleMania. Jericho and The Rock have a good stare down, which Jericho started to talk trash. Rock went to respond, and Jericho put his hand in The Rock's face, and then The Rock's just bring it. To which he responded by punching Jericho.
By just bringing it.
Punching him and hitting him with a Samoa drop. Interestingly enough, earlier
Drop.
Earlier on in the match, Rock hit a spear. I was expecting an ooh-ah. Jericho took over, hit a come on baby pin for a 2.
There's
And
going to be a lot of standing around me doing nothing in this gameplay.
good. Early on, he takes off the turnbuckle pad. Will that come into play later? Possible. He goes for the walls. Rock fights him out. Jericho has an elbow and a missile dropkick for a 2. Rock knocks Jericho on the top rope and it hits a superplex. Rock has some of the best punches, though.
Yeah.
Rock has some fantastic punches, and he hits Jericho with a huge belly-to-belly for a 2. Jericho with a bulldog and 2 lion salts for a 2. Not just 1, 2. 2 lion salts for a 2. Jericho shoves Earl. Earl never wanted to take bullshit from these heels. Shoves back.
Yeah.
The Rock what? Oh, The Rock catches a middle rope drop kick from Jericho and he puts him in a sharpshooter when Lance Storm runs on the apron. Jericho.
Those damn Canadians.
Rock hits Storm, but Christian runs in and Rock hits him. Jericho hits Rock with the Rock Bottom and Nick Patrick throws Storm and Jericho out. Sad day. Oh yeah, the ref got knocked down at some point in this too.
Wait, how does it throw Storm and Jericho?
Because it was, Storm and Christian out. So Jericho goes for the people's elbow, but Rock said, fuck that bullshit, that's my move.
And then he tips up and fucking hits him with the Rock Bottom, doesn't he?
No, he kicks up and just throws him out of the ring.
Oh.
Rock bottom to Jericho on the Spanish announce table. Off the Spanish announce table to the English one. To which Jerry Lawler was like, what the fuck, bro?
Not our English one.
Jericho counters a Rock Bottom attempt back in the ring into the walls of Jericho. The Rock was able to get the ropes. The Rock accidentally hits the ref as a clothesline. Jericho hits Rock with the title, and Nick Patrick runs down for a 2. Rock hits a DDT and goes for a pin, but Nick Patrick refuses to count for the Rock.
Oh, the fix is in.
Rock hits him with a Rock Bottom,
Fuck me, Nick Patrick. Piece of shit.
and Jericho with a spinebuster and people's elbow. They keep fighting. Jericho with a low blow, and he smashed Rock onto the earlier exposed turnbuckle and rolled up Rock with his feet on the rope to win.
Yeah.
Overall, really great match.
4.
I gave it 4 1/4. I've been nicer tonight. Usually it's me who's meaner in the reviews.
4.
But did
In
they...
your game, you guys can't hear me. Oh shit, we can't hear Colin?
Well, sorry, Colin. Hope you like it.
We're at the last match.
There's a quick cutaway. Jericho didn't even really get to celebrate.
Nope.
There's a Don't Try This at Home promo, and then WWF New York.
Where all the fans are trying this at home.
HBK enjoyed Flair versus Vince, and he picked Austin and The Undertaker to win the Rumble, and I don't think he knows how Rumbles work.
Nope. He wants him to go like Brett Luger.
Alright, we are here at the main event. We are starting off with Rikishi, who is entry number 1, and entry number 2 is Goldust. I'm pretty sure this is his first match back.
Yeah, he's returning. He's definitely returning.
Goldust is I try to take a little note for each person. More like each number. Goldust is in danger of being eliminated, but he pokes Rikishi in the eyes to stay in. Entry number 3 is the Big Boss Man. Goldust goes to the top. Rikishi catches him, crotches him, and he throws Big Boss Man into Goldust. Boss Man turns Rikishi inside out with a clothesline, which brings out entry number 4, Bradshaw. Rikishi hits a sting face on the Big Boss Man, and then turn to super kick and eliminate the Big Boss Man. The Big Boss Man is the first man out in the Royal Rumble.
I'm fucking hunting right now. I'm just going from room to room looking for people to kill.
Entry number 5 is Lance Storm. Goldust tries to drop Storm on the top rope, but he ends up a little bit short, and it looks like Storm hit his forehead on the ropes. Entry number 6 is Al Snow. Bradshaw was a huge clothesline to hell to Lance Storm. Entry number 7, Billy. Al super kicks Storm on the apron to eliminate Storm. Lance Storm is out from the Royal Rumble. Bradshaw trying to eliminate Goldust. Billy dubbed Bradshaw instead. Goldust is still in. Bradshaw has been eliminated. Entry number 8, The Undertaker. This Rumble's about to get a little bit more interesting. Goldust. Chokeslam to Billy. Chokeslam to Goldust over the top rope to eliminate him. He throws Snow over the top rope to eliminate Al Snow. Clotheslines Rikishi over to eliminate Rikishi, and throws Billy Gunn out. So Undertaker has eliminated all 4 guys in the ring before entry number 9, which is Matt Hardy. Taker goes for a choke slam on Lita. Lita hits a low blow. Matt with a neck breaker, which the announcers called a twist of fate, and both stomp the Undertaker. Entry number 10 is Jeff Hardy.
Bullshit. The fix is in.
Jeff stops Matt from being eliminated, and all 3 stomp the Undertaker. Matt was a twist of fate. Jeff was a swanton. And Taker just had fuck both of your finishes, and he clotheslined both of them. Jeff went for a poetry in motion, and he caught Jeff and threw him out. And then he hit the last right on Matt and eliminated him. Entry number 11, Maven. Lita distracts the Undertaker. He shoves her. The Hardys attack the Undertaker. He fights them off again, and he yells at them, and Maven dropkicks the Undertaker over the top rope, and the crowd goes insane. Unfortunately for Maven,
that was the wrong fucking move.
As Undertaker beats the fucking shit out of Maven. Make sure to throw him back in and throw him back over the top to eliminate Maven.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He hits Maven with a nasty chair shot. You just hear the thump. He beats the fucking out of Maven all over the crowd. Off the ramp. But not before up the ramp, because entry number 12 is Scotty 2 Hotty. And Scotty 2 Hotty comes dancing down. And the Undertaker just looks at him. And Scotty 2 Hotty spins on the ramp and just takes a Taker punch. So after the Undertaker punches Scotty 2 Hotty, he beats the shit out of Maven up the crowd, up the ramp, into the fucking concession stand, for which he throws bloody Maven into the popcorn and then eats that bloody popcorn. Entry number 13 is Christian. Entry number 14 is Diamond Dallas Page, who is a Diamond Color on Christian.
Christian was in there waiting just for it.
I'm pretty sure they fought at WrestleMania 18, Christian and DDP for the European title. Scotty went to go for the warm to Christian, but is eliminated by DDP. Entry number 15 is Chuck, who is the only man I literally took no notes for. Entry number 16 is the Godfather.
With all of his hoes. Yes. Not just some of the hoes. Not just the 2
There was a total of 12.
4.
He brought out a group of 4 3 times. He brought out 4 hoes, then went back and brought out 4 more.
And then 4 more hoes.
But during this long-ass entrance, we did not notice as DDP was eliminated off-camera by Chuck and Christian. They showed a replay of it. Albert is entry number 17. Chuck and Christian throw Albert out. Godfather misses the whole train and is eliminated by Chuck and Christian, who are seeming to be a pretty good pair right now.
Well, Chrissy and Chuck, that should be their team name.
Leave it to Chrissy, whatever the fuck this show's called. Entry number 18, Perry Saturn. JR goes, Chuck and Christian are on the same page as Chuck kicks Christian right in the head. Entry number 19, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Thank God.
Stone Cold throws Christian out. The stunner to Lance Storm. The stunner to Perry Saturn throws him out. He throws Chuck out and Saturn out. But then there's still time before the next guy comes out. So he throws Christian back in and hits the stunner again on him and throws him out. And he throws Chuck back in and hits the stunner on him back out and eliminates him again. So Christian and Chuck have been eliminated from the Rumble twice. Now, does that mean that they're technically back in? The 2 eliminations cancel each other out?
Yes.
Alright. Entry 20, Val Venus.
Val Venus? More like Pal Penis. Oh shit, that's a fucking snake.
Who sort of fight back and forth with Steve Austin. Entry number 21 is Test.
That's a perfect snake.
Thank you. Yes, Steve Austin was.
He's a rattlesnake. I'm probably a rattlesnake.
Entry number 21, Test and Val double team on Austin, to which Jerry Lawler said, I don't know if a man Steve Austin can handle Test and Val Venus. Test hits Val Venus with a boot. Austin clotheslines Val over, and then there's a stunner on Test, and he throws Test out. But this is when things get serious. It's entry number 2. 22.
Fucker.
Triple H.
Holy shit, he's back.
Triple H comes out, with a long entrance.
Yeah.
Him and Austin have a stare down, and they start throwing fists, and they both go to a double down, which leaves us entry number 23, the Hurricane.
Yeah.
And Hurricane comes out, and he goes for a double chokeslam to Austin and Triple H. Austin and Triple H are like, yo, bro, what the fuck? And they throw the Hurricane out. Entry number 24, Farouk. Stunner to Farouk, and Triple H clotheslines him out. That's basically it for Farouk. Entry number 25 is Mr. Perfect. 26, Kurt Angle. Angle unloads on Triple H. Entry number 27 is The Big Show. How can anyone throw The Big Show out of the Rumble? A question asked every year.
They have ever done it in 2004.
Or every year. A headbutt to Kurt Angle and a chokeslam to Kurt Hennig. Double clothesline to Triple H and Steve Austin, and entry number 28 is the Big Kane. Entry number 8 is Kane.
Why do you keep changing up the numbers?
I'm not changing up the numbers, I'm messing up the names. Entry number 28 is Kane, not the Big Kane. But he is big.
He is big. Strawberry. Colin said the strawberry. And you guys, you can't hear me. The strawberry. Alright, Colin.
Both go for a choke slam, and Kane hits a low blow. Kane picks up Show for like a body slam and just throws him over the top rope, eliminating the Big Show. Steve Austin hits a stunner to Kane, and Angle hits a Angle slam to Kane to eliminate Kane. Kane did not even last 2 minutes in that Rumble.
He did a lot better the year before.
Yeah, entry number 29 is Rob Van Dam, who almost slips going on the apron. He hits a big frog splash at Kurt Angle.
He was high as fuck.
He kicks Triple H, Austin, and Mr. Perfect. A rolling thunder to Steve Austin, but Triple H hits the pedigree to RVD, which leads us to our last man, Booker T. Entry number 30. The first thing that happens is Booker T just picks up RVD, who's been down from the pedigree for about a minute, and just throws him out. Very strong pedigree.
Yeah.
But as we saw in Clash of Champions, Seth Rollins' finisher couldn't take out Braun, so what could? The pedigree.
The pedigree then stomp.
Yeah, but the stomp wouldn't have worked. He had to hit Hunter's move.
I hate him.
Hunter's move also killed RVD as Booker T was able to throw him out. Booker T hits a Spinaroonie, and then Austin hits a stunner right away to eliminate Booker T.
Yay!
Angle eliminates Austin as he tries to eliminate Perfect. Austin has Perfect outside, and Kurt Angle throws Steve Austin to the steps. Steve Austin runs back in, he hits Austin. He hits Angle and Mr. Perfect and Triple H, all with a steel chair. Perfect plex at Kurt Angle, followed up by his neck snap, but Triple H clotheslines Mr. Perfect over the top rope. As Mr. Perfect gets back, which leads us to our final two, Kurt Angle and Triple H. Angle thinks he eliminated Triple H by throwing him over the top rope, and he turns around to celebrate, only to see that Triple H is back, who hits his face buster on his knee and a clothesline over the top rope to eliminate Kurt Angle from the Royal Rumble match, and Triple H is your 0-2 Royal Rumble winner.
Well, howdy damn.
Where would this lead to WrestleMania, you may ask yourself? Chris Jericho would defend the Undisputed Championship in the main event of WrestleMania against Triple H. As for the runner-up, he would fight Kane.
As for the other guy, he's fighting Scott Hall.
The Rock would fight Scott Hall, and Steve Austin would fight Scott Hall, and The Rock would fight Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And Kevin Nash would do nothing.
Kevin Nash would be like, brother, we gotta be there for our brothers. It's NWO for life.
So that was the 0-2 Rumble, and In Your House Reeve. Thanks for watching, go away.
I'm trying not to die, nigga. Colin, send us home.
No one can hear him.
Oh, that's right.
Sing us a song, Colin.
Take us down to the Paradise City where the grass is green and the girls are pretty.
And the girls are pretty. Oh, take me down.
Yeah, wait, what the fuck, Colin? You motherfucker.
Oh yeah,
You
overall
couldn't
it
hear
was
me
a-
while I was asking questions.
Oh, he was asking questions, we just picked that. But now we can hear him. Colin,
It was an alright.
Colin, come back, Colin.
It was an alright rumble. There were parts of it where it got boring, but then towards the end it was good.
Colin came back just for that. Alright, y'all. Make sure to come by today for,
Jaws.
Jaws of Defeat. I don't know why I even started with me. I started buying me, so all our defeats.